I'm Frank Zan from Airbrushing for You. Today we'll talk about how to mix airbrush tattoo paints. Right here I have two different types of airbrush tattoo paint. One is pre-mixed. So this one is ready diluted very well for spraying with the airbrush from manufacturer. You can see this is the pigment at the bottom. So before you use it, make sure you do give it a nice shake, because the pigment is always heavier. On the top it's just alcohol. So here you go, that's good, ready for you to use. However, there's another type of paint we use. It's patch airbrush tattoo paint. It's a little bit more thicker, it's more concentrated, so it makes it a little bit more better for the dollar. When you want to spray with airbrush, you need to dilute this with rubbing alcohol. 70% is fine if you don't have a better percentage of rubbing alcohol, but I like to use 90 to 95% rubbing alcohol to dilute it. It's much easier and make the paint goes much smoother. Okay. So take a clean bottle for your airbrush bottle, and I like to pour about the ratio to rubbing alcohol to the paint is about 1 to 3. Again, that depends on the pressure you use, but in my experiences, 1 to 3 ratio is good. That means 1 part of rubbing alcohol and 3 parts of paints. If you feel that still a little bit thicker, you could further add a little bit more rubbing alcohol into it. Okay, so do not put a full bottle for you in your airbrush bottle to spray. Make it a little bit hard for the airbrush to suck out the paint. So I always put about half bottle of the paint. So that means if I need to put the paint into this jar, I put maybe 2/3 around here. Okay, that give me enough paints and rubbing alcohol. I put a 1/3 rubbing alcohol. So make sure once you mix your paint and you give it a little shake, the consistency of your mixture should be around like 2% of milk. Okay, so if your paint is thin enough like milk, then that is a good mixture. Okay, so let's try to spray with our airbrush. I'm using a quick connector on my airbrush, so that means I could quickly connect them together like this. Pop it. Okay, my compressor's on. Just load in the bottle. To see the spray pattern, we're going to spray on the piece of paper towel and see how it goes. That is actually a good pattern. If you see a small tiny dots around your spray pattern, that means your paint is way too dry. Now if you see too much drip, with this is a bit easier because it absorbs the paint. So this is a good mixture. Okay, it's really easy. All you have to do is adding rubbing alcohol into your paint, and that's all. Okay. So next we're going to talk about how do you clean your airbrush after you finish spraying.